What's up, Grace Report? What is up? Guess what, guys? My computer decided. Remember how we thought we debunked the issue with the mic and the camera? Well, it just froze and I wasn't even streaming. So I don't know what it is now. It has to be the ghosts. Seriously. What's up, Nikki? What's up, Susan? Julissa? Matthew? Shiloh, Toto, Bernadette! How's everyone doing today? Anyone do anything exciting on your Saturday? Everyone's scared here because of the news and the impending tropical storm. I'm gonna say tropical storm because that's what it is. Jules, what's up? Water dragon! Matthew goes in case Lewis is watching. Lisa rules, Lewis drools. Jules is asking, yes, I am. Diane, what's up? And today's topic is main topic, I should say, is courtesy of Diane. She had mentioned the Night Marchers. Iva, what's up? Bernadette with the hashtag that is so cool, which I now have on the screen. The breaks. What's up? Thank you for subbing. I appreciate that. Daniel! Lisa Boo! Mad Scientist, Eastern Arkansas Transparency, Windy with the Nerd Report Raid, Spring Storm, Pixie Dusted, welcome, Chris Barber, Christina S. with the That's So Cool, Mad Scientist with the That's So Cool, thank you, Chameleon, welcome, D-Nice with the hashtag Nerd Report Got Abducted, Brandon, thank you for being a member of the Wolf Pack for 3 months. Hearts for Brandon, and he says spooky time. Dana Fiero, what's up? Teresa, Bon, Stoke Haunted. Guys, if you haven't done so, smash that like button. Brandon, thank you for the super chat with the hashtag That's So Cool. Hearts for Brandon, guys. Nerd Report said the raid didn't work. Did you send them to the right link? Because I had to change the link. Because the other one was a mobile link. Sabrina, what's up? And Tyranna with the hashtag That's So Cool. Spirit of the Trees. Gunner Girl. Tammy. Pixie Dusted said the link worked. So it was the right link. Water Dragon says Lisa keeping Lewis on his toes. El Fig, what's up? Gothic Redhead, welcome. Spring Storm, I'm not sure if I gave you a shout out, but I'm going to give you another one. Spring Storm! Because I had to switch the link because the other one was a mobile link. I had set it up improperly on my cell phone. Nerd Report gifted 5 memberships. Hearts for Nerd Report. Welcome, Matthew, Daniel, Jennifer Marie, and Gunner Girl. You are part of the Wolf Pack for 1 month. And Clout Trout. All courtesy of Nerd Report. Water Dragon with the Raving Wolf. Actually, that's what it is. Water Dragon. That emoji is a raving wolf that's out raving. Nerd Report's asking who's gonna match him. Thank you, Tyrana, for the super sticker with the cute little corgi. Hearts for Tyrana, and thank you for Bernadette. She's starting the super chat train. Choo choo. Lisa's so cool. Hearts for Bernadette as well. Thank you, guys. Heather Salvatore. What's up, Heather Salvatore? Daniel was literally breaking out their credit card and he lucked out. With the Tyrant. I know he doesn't. I'm not the only. Tyrana is not the only one I scream out, but he just likes using Tyrana. Brandon found the "that's so cool" emoji. I need to make it a little bit bigger. I need to revamp it because it looks kind of small there, but still looks cool. I need to make it a tiny bit bigger. That was the first emote that I made, so. Aileen, what's up? What's so cool? Aileen, what's up? Brandon saying become a member today. Carol S, what's up? I know it kind of does. The breaks. I need to make it a little bit bigger. I'll fix it. Dana or Dana, welcome. Yes, I really do need to fix that emote. It looks super tiny. All right, that's on the drawing board. That is definitely on the drawing board. Tracy, see what's the topic tonight? Well, I've got what I Google ghosts in the news and I see what pops up. I found a little article about a Walmart in Galveston, Texas that's haunted. Have a little video I want to share with you, and then we're going to talk about the night marchers in Hawaii. And also, because I could not find a super long article on the night watchers, I also added the most haunted places in Hawaii. Brandon has been to that Walmart. I want to go to that Walmart. Lucis in Cielo, what's up? Greetings from Anaheim. Water Dragon, thank you. So, speaking of the haunted Walmart in Galveston, Texas, that Brandon has been lucky enough to go to. Oh, hold on. Let me do something real quick because let me add a little mood music in the background here, just in case. Let me know if that music is too loud and I can turn it down because I can't hear it. Turn it down a tiny bit. All right, that's there just in case there's gonna the ghost decides to mess with my mic again here. We got a little mood music. Well, anyways, this haunted Walmart in Galveston, Texas, was the site of St. Mary's Orphanage and Nuns of St. Mary's prior to the storm of 1900. 90 children and 10 sisters perished in the hurricane of 1900. So here is the said Walmart. Chris Barber saying Ghost in the Microphone, good name for a movie. Well, yeah, I don't think they have one yet. Stoke Hanazoe, why do they think it's haunted? Water Dragon says ghost children very spooky. Well, I'm gonna get into it. You might be wondering why, when you click on the link that says Seawall Walmart, you are being brought here to the St. Mary's page. That's because the Seawall Walmart is where the former St. Mary's Orphanage Asylum used to reside. You could see evidence of this by looking at the seawall side of Seawall Boulevard across from Walmart, where there is a historical marker of St. Mary's Orphanage. Walmart employees have been reporting misplaced toys, missing pallet of toy inventory, phantom children's laughter, and cries for parents. I spoke to a former employee who told me a story about how she once heard a child crying and crying for their mother. Ooh, creepy. That has to be the most creepy thing. Brandon says that Walmart is so busy with beachgoers. I'm pretty sure like you probably wouldn't notice anything unless you're there overnight. Probably, I'm pretty sure it has like overnight stocking or something at it. So I'm pretty sure that might be when all the magic happens. Matthew goes, we got a boo-boo in aisle 20, a boo-boo in aisle 20. Chameleon UK saying ghost shoplifters are a pain. Yeah, especially when it's a whole pallet of toys. Like, how does that happen? Neo Rage MX, like number 38. Thank you. Hopefully I said your name right. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Well, what's up? Ghost in the Microphone is a good name for an album. Do it, two-pace. That's a good one. So then it goes on. So she went to find the child thinking they were lost and needed help finding their mother. She searched the toy department. She called out to the child without an answer, and even had other employees and customers trying to assist in finding the lost child. They never did find the child, never saw a crying child for that matter, and suddenly the crying was said to just stop. It always sounds like the other responding, no, she's on your side, I can hear her. But they were unable to find the little girl. It's amazing how time erases ghost stories. About 10 years ago, this was one of the most haunted known locations on Galveston Island. Even the local news did a few stories about it. Today, very few people even seem to know about this ghost story. Well, all y'all know now. Because I didn't even know about it until I came across it. There may have been a reason those two employees struggled so much to find the crying child. Perhaps the crying child was actually nothing more than a ghost or residual spirit. Other than the crying child, Walmart employees report that toys are always out of place and seemingly to just fall off the shelves as if knocked off. Read more below if you want to read the full story of the tragic end that met the former St. Mary's Orphanage, its 90 children residents, and its 10 sister staff. Wherever they are in the world, on September 8th, the members of the Congregation of the Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word sing an old French hymn, Queens of the Waves. Whether in their ministry in rural Kenya, East Africa, or one of the hospitals of the Sisters of Charity healthcare systems which they sponsor, the Sister of Charity sings the same hymn that has been sung on that date every year since 1900. The song provides the sisters and all those who co-minister with them an opportunity to pause and remember all who lost their lives in a devastating hurricane almost a century ago. Striking Galveston on September 8th, 1900, the Great Storm is considered the worst natural disaster in the nation's history. More than 6,000 men, women, and children lost their lives. It's kind of ironic that I'm reading this article and we have an impending storm coming our way. And I had no idea this is what happened to the orphanage. So it's kind of weird how I found it just out of nowhere. Among the dead were 10 sisters and 90 children from the St. Mary's Orphans Asylum, operated by the Sisters of Charity. The sisters also operated St. Mary's Infirmary in Galveston. It was the first Catholic hospital in the state, established in 1867. Spirit of the Tree says creepy coincidence? Definitely. Definitely. The sisters were called to Galveston by Catholic Bishop Claude M. Dubruce in 1866 to care for the many sick and infirm in what was the major port of entry for Texas. They were also charged with caring for orphaned children, most of whom had lost their parents during yellow fever epidemics. At first, the Sisters of Charity opened an orphanage within the hospital, but later moved it 3 miles to the west on beachfront property on the former estate of Captain Farnifolia Green. The location seemed ideal as it was far from town and the threat of yellow fever. As Galveston entered the new millennium, it was one of the wealthiest city per capita in the United States and one of the largest in the state. And thank you for the super chat. Hi, please be safe. Hearts for Ann, guys, and I will. Bernadette saying, sage yourself, sage your home, sage your toilet paper before the storm. For sure, I definitely need to sage my laptop. D Nice, what's up? It was a prosperous community with a bustling port. With a population of 36,000, Galveston appeared to be poised for greatness. And then one weekend in September in 1900, the same proximity to the sea that had made the community grow and prosper as a port city was to change Galveston Island forever. On September 8th, Galveston became the victim of a powerful hurricane of such destruction. That's why it's weird, because I had no idea when I found this article. I just saw, ooh, a haunted Walmart. This is cool. But I didn't read it. And I just saw that it was an orphanage, but I didn't know like the history. So it's kind of ironic that I found this today. It's like a weird, spooky coincidence. Super coincidence. That of a powerful hurricane of such destructive force that whole blocks of homes were completely swept away and 1/6 of the population was killed. Beginning early on the morning of Saturday, September 8th, the winds began coming in strongly from the north. Despite the opposing winds, the tides of the southern Gulf waters also rose, sending large crashing waves upon the beachfront. Sister Elizabeth Ryan, one of the 10 sisters at St. Mary's Orphanage, had come into town that morning to collect food. Despite pleas from Mother Gabriel, the assistant superior at St. Mary's Infirmary, for her to stay at the hospital till the storm passed, Sister Elizabeth said she had to return the orphanage. Sister Elizabeth said that she had the provisions in the wagon, and if she did not return, the children would have no supper. She didn't know that whether she returned or not, there would be no more supper at the orphanage. Spirit of the Trees! Glad to be discovering with you, Lisa, live. Thank you. During the afternoon, the winds and rain continued to increase. The tides of the Gulf rose higher and higher, with fierce waves crashing on the beach, sending floodwaters into the residential areas. St. Mary's Orphanage consisted of 2 large 2-story dormitories just off the beach behind a row of tall sand dunes that were supported by salt cedar trees. The buildings had balconies facing the Gulf. According to one of the boys at the orphanage, the rising tides began eroding the sand dunes, as though they were made of flour. Soon, the waters of the Gulf reached the dormitories. The sister at the orphanage brought all of the children into the girls' dormitory because it was the newer and stronger of the two. In the first floor chapel, they tried to calm the children by having them sing Queen of the Waves. The waters continued to rise. Taking the children to the second story of the dormitory, the sister had Henry S. Queer Esquire, a worker, collect clothesline rope. Again, they had the boys and girls sing Queen of the Waves. One of the boys later said that the children were very frightened and the sisters were very brave. By 6 p.m., the wind was gusting past 100 miles per hour, and the waters of the Gulf and Bay had met, completely flooding the city. Residents climbed to the second stories, attics, and even roofs of their homes. Flying debris stuck many who dared venture outside their homes. Around 7:30 p.m., the main tidal surge struck the south shore. Houses along the beachfront were lifted from their foundations and sent like battering rams into our other houses. Houses fell upon houses. At St. Mary's Infirmary, the floodwaters filled the first floor. From the second-story balcony, the sisters pulled refugees in as they floated by and brought them into the overcrowded hospital. Almost every window in the facility was broken out, sending the wind and rain whipping through the building. At the orphanage, the children and sisters heard the crash of the boys' dormitory as it collapsed and was carried away by the flood waters. The sisters cut the clothesline rope into sections and used it to tie the children to the cinctures which they wore around their waist. Each sister tied to herself between 6 to 8 children. It was a valiant yet sacrificial effort to save the children. Some of the older children climbed onto the roof of the orphanage. Eventually, the dormitory building that had been the sanctuary for the children and sisters was lifted from its foundation. Hold on, guys. Thank you, Daniel Miles, for your Cash App to show my support. Thank you again, Daniel. You're awesome. Hearts for Daniel. You're awesome, Daniel. Thank you. The bottom fell out and the roof came crashing down, trapping those inside. Only 3 boys from the orphanage survived. Wow. William Murney, Frank Madera, and Albert Campbell. Miraculously, all 3 ended up together in a tree in the water. After floating for more than a day, they were eventually able to make their way into town, where they told the sisters what had happened at the orphanage. One of the boys remembered a sister tightly holding 2 small children in her arms, promising not to let go. The sisters were buried wherever they were found, with the children still attached to them. 2 of the sisters were found together across the bay on the mainland. One of them was tightly holding 2 small children in her arms. Even in death, she had kept her promise not to let go. Wow, that is sad and crazy all at the same time. The death and destruction in Galveston was unbelievable. More than 6,000 were dead and their bodies were lifted throughout the city. It would be months before some would be recovered. A complete list of the dead was never made. It is estimated that the winds reached 150 miles per hour, or maybe even 200. The tidal surge had been estimated at from 15 to 20 feet. Whole blocks of homes had been completely destroyed, leaving little more than a brick or two. In all, more than 3,600 homes had been destroyed, and this is in the 1900s. So I'm pretty sure none of those homes were even, structurally sound to even withstand the winds and a huge 15 to 20 foot tidal wave. A great wall of debris wrapped itself around St. Mary's Infirmary on the eastern end of the city and then zigzagged through the city to the beach. At places, the wall was 2 stories tall. Inside the Great Wall were destroyed houses, pieces of furniture, pots, pans, cats, dogs, and people. Those who were dead and those who were dying. At St. Mary's Infirmary, there were no food or water. While the main hospital building was still standing, the adjacent structure had been destroyed. The hospital was packed with those who were injured and those who had nowhere to go. 2 of the sisters walked about the area until they found crackers and cookies that had been soaked in the water. They brought them back to the hospital, and over a fire they built in the street, they dried the food and served it to those in need at the infirmary. Firmly committed to the healing ministry of Jesus Christ, the sisters repaired St. Mary's Infirmary and 1 year later opened a new orphanage. Today, the sisters have extended the ministry to other states and foreign countries. On September 8th, 1994, a Texas historical marker was placed at 69th Street and Seawall Boulevard, marking the site of the former orphanage. The descendants of two of the survivors, Will Murney and Frank Madera, returned to participate in the marker dedication. As part of the ceremony, Queen of the Waves was again sung at the same time and place as it was during the great 1900 storm, and as it continues to be each September 8th by the Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate World. And here is the song. Wow. That is crazy. And I guess this is what the orphanage looked like before it was. Wow. And a picture of the nuns. Yeah, these are the 10 nuns. And the children. Tyrannus saying creepy, crazy story. It is. Jennifer Murray saying so sad all those babies died. It is. It's a super sad. Yeah, cool but sad story. I agree, Chris Barber. And it's creepy. And that might explain why pallets of toys go missing. I don't know how a pallet of toys go missing. Pallets of toys are like pretty tall. I get like misplaced toys. Spirited Trees saying, dude, this is freaky, first time for me. I know, I just came across it. Susan Reich's asking, did anyone live? It was 3 boys, and they were both found on a, they were both clinging to a tree, I believe, or all 3 of them were clinging to a tree until they were able to make it to the town where the infirmary is. I don't know why I'm tongue twisting on that. Daniel Miles is saying, in Pueblo, Colorado, my mom worked at an orphanage kind of like that. It was huge and scary. Brandon says there's a hotel out there that is haunted called Hotel Galvex on Seawall Boulevard. Is it? It's like super close to it, right, Brandon? So it might explain why it's haunted. Diane says, I find the winds more frightening than anything else in a hurricane. I know winds are crazy. Chris Barber says a whole pallet is kind of hard to steal. I agree. Like, that to me seems kind of... I feel like they just didn't get the pallet on the truck when they got their shipment. That is what happened. I get like toys being misplaced or finding toys in random locations or hearing the baby cry. That's plausible to me, but Water Dragon goes nothing but toys went missing at Walmart. Very weird. I agree. Brandon says right across from the seawall. I meant to spell Hotel Galvez. Yeah. It's human error and they're blaming it on the ghost. No, I'm just kidding. With the whole missing pallet in that case. That to me is kind of crazy. That right there is like the missing toy palette. That's a little hard to miss. I really got to make more room on my desk because I'm bumping into everything. D Nice is saying, don't blame the ghost children. Exactly. They just want to play. No, that it is a sad and creepy story. But can explain the unexplained at that Walmart. So one of these years, I definitely want to visit that Walmart. I mean, you're probably not going to notice anything during the day because so many people shop at Walmart. So, Lewis Ricks, what's up? Carbonized Stardust, how's it going? D Nice is like they're just kids. They're never gonna grow up. I know, that's sad. Brandon posted the Hotel Galvez article in my Telegram. I will definitely have to check it out. And guys, if you did not know, there's two things. I have merch. I do have a merch store if you want to take a gander. And I do have a Telegram, a Discord. What else do I have? A Facebook group. So if any of those three that you like to take again or you like to use better, because I do post I do post it on all of them except my merch store. I don't post links in there, but I do post when I have upcoming streams, so you don't miss any if you'd like to join any of those. Brandon has dropped my Discord link. D Nice dropped my merch link. It is also pinned at the top of the chat. D Nice has also dropped my Facebook group. I will approve anybody that wants to join my Facebook group because I do have it where I have to approve it so I don't get crazy people. Not to say you guys are crazy people, but random people on the internet. But I will approve them after the stream. And Brandon also posted my link tree, so which has my Telegram link. And guys, let me know if my Telegram link is working because I don't know if it is or not. Chameleon UK is asking about MySpace. Years ago I had MySpace, but I don't have one now. I probably still have it. I never deactivated it. But I don't remember what. It probably is with the same, because I have the same email address. I should check one day. Daniel, or it could be an invited guest that you can't see. I had AOL at once too. I remember. Long time ago. A long time ago. And that's actually AOL is where I got my my Grey Wolf screen name. My dad came up with it. And I use it everywhere now. Thank you, Water Dragon. I tried. Bernadette says I'll text you, Lisa, my sidekick. Oh, that sucks, Dina. I think my MySpace is still actually is still under the same email, so I may be able to check one of these days. Carbonite Stardust says I was an MSN kid. I'm still MSN. I still kind of use MSN. Spirit of the Tree says, Lisa, I could tell you're my age. I also had an amazing relationship with my dad. That is super awesome. I was close with my dad, but it took us a while because we are exactly alike. So it took us a while for for us to get this great relationship, and it's all thanks to my stepmom. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think my dad and I would ever be I mean, I lost my dad. It's going to be 3 years this month to Parkinson's. But if it wasn't for my stepmom, I would have never had a great relationship with my dad. Susan, thank you for your super chat. May the ghost never haunt you. I love that. Thank you, Susan. Hearts for Susan. Yeah, Jennifer Murray goes, the ghosts are appeased. You stopped talking about aliens. I know, because the mic is still going and the camera has not froze, ladies and gentlemen. I just noticed, even though it did it before I started to stream, maybe maybe the ghost was like testing me. They were like, if you're gonna talk about aliens, we're gonna. Julius is saying, I'm so glad you were able to have that before he passed. I am so thankful for that. I really am. Chris Barber says, I wasn't close to my dad either till like 6 months before he passed. That, even though it was a short time, Chris, that's what counts. That you were able to have a relationship with your dad. Jennifer saying that ghosts were trying to give you. Bernadette saying, I think it was Gary, not the ghost. Gary was jealous. I think it was. That's why I did aliens for a bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing aliens every once in a while because I do like aliens. I'm not super into them, but I do like them. Clout Trout says, tell the ghost that aliens are better than ghosts and see if it reacts. Okay, ghosts, aliens are better than ghosts. Watch, everything gets shut down. Yay, D-Nice, that's super awesome. Saying that the merch should reach her by Tuesday. That's super awesome. I'm super excited to see what you got, D-Nice. Matthew with the ghost aliens or alien ghosts. I mean, technically, yeah, you could say that too. Alright, guys, have you guys heard of A Ghost Ruined My Life? It's on Discovery Plus, HBO Max. It's Eli Roth's show that he has there. That I haven't finished the recent episode because I was catching up on Ghost Adventures. Teresa says, I lost my dad to the same in 2012. It's so difficult to go through for everyone in the family. It is, Teresa. For anyone that has ever gone through. Alice, what's up? For anyone that's gone through a family member that's suffering from Parkinson's. I don't know how. Well, it literally took. My dad was a jack of all trades. He could fix anything. You give him a computer, he's kind of like me. Like I can figure things out. But he was even higher. Like he could do plumbing. I can do some plumbing, but not. But he could do a lot. He could do I'm pretty much the same way, like where I'm like I like to tinker with things, and I can, like, you give me something, I can pretty much put it together, I can figure it out. That disease took him to a point where he couldn't even use a remote, so it was hard to see that. So Teresa, I totally get it is difficult to go through. Julissa says, I don't watch it, but my husband does. Chris Barber saying, but not seen it lately. Matthew says, I like videos and shows that go out, not into reenact. I know some people don't like reenacted shows, but I watch it not because of the reading. I just like the stories. Like it's like a ghost type of story told by people. Sorry to hear, Chris Barber. My dad had pancreatic cancer. Passed away 4 years ago. Cancer is another thing. It's hard to watch someone go through because I had to watch my mom go through that. So I know Chris Barber. I know how it felt. I know how it feels to go through that because my mom had it started in her stomach and it spread. So I don't want to ever see anyone go through that ever again. Clout Trout says my grandfather had Parkinson's and it was hard seeing him just drinking a glass of water. Toward the end, I guess it was probably 3 weeks before he passed. Like I have a picture of him because my stepmom was kind of communicating with me. This is what your dad did today, because he was gradually getting worse, and he had a napkin with ice cream on it, and he was eating it out of the napkin. So I know it is hard. It's hard watching. Chris saying my mom had brain cancer. It was the worst. It is. Guys, hearts for everyone that has lost a parent to Parkinson, or grandfather or a family member to Parkinson's, to cancer. It's rough to go through. Jen saying I will watch just about anything ghost related. Thank you, Spirit of the Trees, for joining my Telegram. Sabrina says, watched my stepdad slowly die for 6 years with multiple myeloma cancer. Cancer sucks. It does. That's why I'm for F cancer. Chris Barber, it is. That's why because I do have cancer in my family, I always do get checked just to make sure. Because I have it on both sides. Sabrina, I saw my stepdad 2 days after he died. That is actually, was he trying to, Sabrina, was he comforting you, like, or kind of saying, did you have a feeling of like he's gonna be okay? Tracy, thank you. Thank you for joining. So as I was saying, The Ghost Ruined My Life, which is a show on Discovery Plus and HBO Max, which is by Eli Roth. I love Eli Roth to death. If you check Nuke the Fridge out, Lewis actually has an interview with Eli Roth, but it was for another movie. I forgot what movie it was. But I found an article about one of the stories that was featured last week. It's not this week's. I'm still watching this week's. I haven't, but last week's, which I thought was kind of interesting. So I wanted to share with you guys. And I found this article on Metro. And then don't mind this freaking website has a lot of ads. So don't. Jennifer saying ghosts made my life more interesting. Sabrina saying, I think he was showing me he didn't have cancer anymore because he looked like his old self before cancer. So this one goes, I inherited a dark family secret and a ghost who tried to kill me. And this is on Metro, written by Megan Amin. So this story was featured on A Ghost Ruined My Life. A woman who inherited a dark family legacy has revealed the horrific impact it had on her life when, on her 18th birthday, a ghost began to haunt her. 5.5 years after leaving her children's home, Brianna still gets nightmares, and now she's ready to share her story in a new episode of Discovery Plus, A Ghost Ruined My Life. And if you guys have Discovery Plus or Max, check out the series. It is a reenactment series. I know some people have mentioned that they don't like it, but I like hearing about ghost stories, which is ultimately what it is. Days after turning 18, Brianna, the eldest daughter of her family, noticed strange occurrences in the house, with glasses smashing off corners and the TV turning itself on and off when no one was in the room. I could feel in the corner of the room like there was something lingering in the darkness. I could feel like something was watching me to see my reaction, Brianna said. She was left terrified. One night, Brianna saw a young girl's figure in the garden, but when she went out to investigate, what she found shocked her. Placed on a mound of dirt were teeth, which suddenly disappeared when Brianna turned around. That night, as Brianna slept, she woke up to a girl hovering over her and holding her hand over her mouth, pushing her down and leaving her unable to move, screaming into the demon's hand. I couldn't move, and then she was gone. As more haunting experiences occurred, Brianna felt unable to tell her friends for fear she would be labeled crazy or have them think there was something wrong with her. It was very depressing, she said. I felt like I was always keeping a secret and like I was alone. As she grew more and more terrified, Brianna also felt some shame of what was happening in the house. She turned to using her mother's religious necklace to protect her, but would still wake up at night and feel the ghost presence in her room. I was very scared laying in bed hearing all these things, she recalls. She eventually chose to sleep elsewhere in the house to avoid the ghost haunting at night. It can be really scary to not know what can happen next. It was definitely apparent that there was something in that house and that something was very wrong. Brianna was left questioning whether she was haunted or her family or their home. This thing, it felt like it kept getting stronger. Brianna turned online to look for answers. Water Dragon says, sounds like the Insidious movie. Brianna turned online to look for answers, where she discovered evidence that a poltergeist was haunting her. It feeds off a negative energy. This is what it wants. But why this house? Why me? She wondered. One terrifying incident saw Brianna researching the poltergeist when a chair with a child's doll scratched its way into the room. When she turned to pick up the doll, an apparition of the ghost suddenly appeared in front of her in a terrifying scene. It seemed that something out of a horror movie to see an inanimate object being pulled into the room by an unknown, unseen ghost, she recalled. Brianna went on. She wanted me to see her crying, and I remember thinking to myself that if she lifted her head up, something bad would happen. Despite Brianna's terror, her parents wouldn't believe her, and she was left feeling even more alone and unable to sleep for fear the ghost would get her. Brianna continued having nightmares, including one in which she felt a cross was being burned into her arm. I felt very helpless and alone, she said in her confessional, remembering how convinced she was that the spirits wanted to tear her down. The more incidents that occurred, the more Brianna would confide in her mother, who would dismiss the nightmares. But Brianna was left with a feeling that her mother did in fact know what was going on, but not telling her anything. Eventually, her mother told her she'd had experiences of the paranormal when she was growing up, which had led her to burying a mysterious package to protect the house. Her mother went to see a witch doctor who had told her of the curse of their family bloodline, which was why she saw a child's charred face standing at the bottom of her bed at night. To rid themselves of the curse, the women of the family had to make a personal sacrifice. Brianna's mother learned. Brianna's mother and aunt had both cleansed themselves by sacrificing their blood and hoped it would protect their future bloodlines. But there was nothing to be done and no idea of how it all began. Hoping to cleanse Brianna, her aunt performed an egg cleanse on her, but after the ritual, the poltergeist grew even more upset, leaving Brianna and her mother on edge even more that the ghost was trying to torment them. After the egg cleanse, things seemed to calm down, Brianna recalls, but everything changed when Brianna's mother revealed she was pregnant with a baby girl. I hoped she wouldn't see or hear all the things I did, Brianna said. But the longer that my mom was pregnant, the more that it became apparent that it might be the same way that it was with me, because it seemed like the things that were happening late at night were now happening in the day more frequently. She adds, I was scared, but I was also getting a little fed up. It was getting worse and worse and worse. After her baby sister was born, Brianna would use holy water in her home to protect them and visited a church for guidance on how to get rid of the ghost, but the demonic force still tried to capture Brianna and the baby. One night, in a terrifying scene, the child ghost, a charred figure in a white dress, crept out from under the sofa and tried to grab the baby before Brianna sheltered it in the corner of the room, terrified. That was the icing on the cake for us, she said, revealing that her family eventually felt forced out of their own home. I was so ready to start a new chapter and let that part of my life be closed forever. Now, Brianna takes precautions in her new home, doing cleanses and avoiding horror. I felt like I lived it. I don't really want to relive it again. You're not alone. These things do happen, she urges others. Don't let those entities dictate your life, because that's exactly what they want. Got a story? So you guys, if that is basically the story, if you actually want to see a reenactment of that story, watch A Ghost Ruined My Life on Discovery Plus or Max if you guys have it, by Eli Roth. It's pretty good. I like it. I like the series. It's pretty much just ghost stories, people telling their ghost stories, and they do little reenactments. But what did you guys think of that story? It's pretty much a family curse on the women side of the family. So basically what they were saying, her mom had to do like a sacrifice, and that's what was buried in the yard of the house. And then also her aunt had to do one to keep the curse away. And it also was affecting her new sister. Wendy saying that was chilling. Chris Barber saying creepy. D Nice is so insane. But that story is kind of, it was cool to watch too. Julius is saying that is crazy. It was cool to watch how, like, now reading it and seeing, and that I had seen it, it was cool to see the reenactment. Teresa says practical magic meets Insidious. Kind of, but they have the crazy thing is they have no idea where this curse came from. Like, they have no idea at all. Like, so there's no way of finding like an end to it, because they don't know the beginnings to it. By just doing, basically what they did is they went to a witch doctor, in other words, to try to find, guidance. D Nice saying, I do believe in generational curses. I also believe it can be cured. I do too, but the fact is, they that particular curse, they said they don't know where it came from. They have no idea where it came from. Like every woman, like her mom, her aunt, even herself. And it started happening when she turned 18. So that's what the weird thing is. Daniel's going, the unknown is so unknown. Heather Salvatore saying you must leave the house and hope it doesn't follow you. That's basically what they did. Because apparently, that house she lived in was like a family home. So they left that house, and so now what she does is she sages to to protect herself. Teresa saying belief is a powerful thing. It definitely is. Wendy saying spirited entities can follow you. Definitely. But it doesn't look like in this story that it did. So, which is a good thing. So by them moving from away from the house, it stopped, which is a good thing for her, because I would hate to have that. Just imagine having been haunted by a little girl, and no one's gonna believe you. Tyrannus saying cool hat, is it new? Yes, it is. It's a cute little ghost with hearts. Carbonized Stardust saying, does someone have a ghost attached to them? You need to smudge. Water Dragon saying, I imagine they would have to be traced to the source. Clout Trout saying, I'm from a mostly Catholic country, and I was super surprised when I went to visit family for the first time. They believe in all sorts of paranormal things and witchcraft. Clout Trout, what country are you from, if you don't mind me asking? But I like that. Like that little ghost story about a family curse. But then you have to think too that if she ever has a daughter, that is this curse going to be passed on to her daughter now? So that's the crazy thing. Because I don't think her mother had to sacrifice something, or her aunt had to sacrifice something, but I don't think she sacrificed anything. They just moved. I should actually put this up here so I'm looking at the camera instead of looking down here at the chat. But that's okay. I'll figure something out. I'll figure better placement. Chris Barber says, I honestly think my last dog Jake is still around here sometimes. I sometimes see little ghost shadows of a black cat, and I used to have a black cat named Travis. Carbonized Stardust saying, I smudge every full moon. Clout Trout says, originally Portugal, but been in Australia. I don't know why I can't read today. Been in Australia for 30 years. They have all sorts of rituals to get rid of the evil eye and more. That is super cool. That is cool. Clout Trout. That's super awesome. Water Dragon is asking, is smudging the same as burning sage? And at Chris Barber, I do have a hashtag that's so cool shirt in my merch store with my logo on the back. D Nice is saying, I know Sandy's still running in my backyard. Butter keeps barking out the window. She follows wherever I go, and it's so comforting. Aww. Jen Decker, I did not know. Himalayan salt and salt lamps cleanse energies and also ward off ghosts. I knew they were. I have one. I just never. I need to turn it on more. I knew it was good. It's like good for you, but I didn't know about the cleansing of the energy and wards off ghosts. Spirit of the Trees is saying, yes, smudging is the same as burning sage. Clout Trout says, my father said I was near death when I was a baby. My grandmother walked for hours to visit a healer witch to lift whatever was harming me. She was told I was near death. Wow. Jen Decker, I will definitely start turning it back on. I have it sitting on a table. I haven't turned it on. Chameleon UK says another hour and a half before my shift ends and I could go home to the cat. That is cool. Hopefully your hour and a half goes by quickly. Usually that last hour is the longest. That is so cool. Hold on, guys. Oh my god, it was propped up so good and now it's not propped up. Tyranna says, I'll have to get a shirt, but I have to wait until next month. Chris Barber says, I don't need to get rid of anything, but I do love the smell of sage. I actually do too. Rebecca, how's it going? Jen Decker, kitties pick their humans. It's just the way it is. Jen Decker, check out my merch store. I do have some hats in there, but it just says Graysonreport because I couldn't figure out my logo to look right. But I do have hats in there. Thank you, D-Dice. Wendy says, I always sage every home apartment I move to before I bring my stuff in, doing it for years. That is actually a good idea. Good idea. Alright, guys, I want to share this video. It's kind of old video, but I finally found it again. And I was like, oh, I wanted to share this. It's a... Thank you, Wendy. But I found this little video on TikTok. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure some of you have seen it. It's about a woman on an airplane and she sees something. And she goes a little berserk.
Oh! I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. What? I'm telling you, I'm getting the off, and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to. and there's a reason why I'm getting the off, and everyone can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give.
So what do you guys think she saw? Or is she just like going out of her mind? Right? Nerd report with the can I make a how am I weird shirt? Oh, that is awesome. I was saying can't wait for May 2024 traveling to France, Italy, Malta, Greece. That is super cool. Super exciting. Brandon says we need a shirt that says MF is not real. Jen saying she's so scared. Jennifer Marie saying I wish we could have seen the dude who wasn't real. I've seen, but they add like people add stuff to it. I kind of wish too. Chameleon UK saying she saw a chance to go viral. Julius is saying, I've seen this, something really spooked her. Clout Trout says she apologizes but didn't explain anything. Jennifer Marie said no one ever got the not real guy on. I know, they didn't, because all I see is her going, this beep did this beep, and I'm telling you, beep, that the beep beep is not real. Nerd Report saying, look her up. I will, because this is not her. This is someone, it's Bad to the Bone Paranormal that posted it, but I will look her. I'll try to find her when I have a chance. Jen saying I did see her apology video. Sabrina saying some good. Tyrana saying I saw this video, not sure what was up with her. Elfig said they had the guy on camera to see if he'd press charges. Will saying she's on something. I think she kind of, or she just wanted attention. Water Dragon's asking, did anyone else get off the plane? I am not sure, because all I see is her cursing every time any video I see of her. She's like, you can... Bernadette. Clout Trout said she probably got a bad feeling about the flight and freaked out. That, I mean, yeah, possibility. Brandon saying I was flying a Mad Monster that same day and was relieved nothing like that happened on my flight. I know, because if you're on a flight and you have someone like that and you're up in the air, there's like no way of getting away from her or, you know, a person like that. So yeah, it could be scary. Water Dragon, Unreal, MF Airline, Chameleon, UK Final Destination flashbacks. It's Death himself sitting in the back. So I'm not sure with her. I think maybe she was trying, because I saw that video floating around. I'll do some more digging and I'll see if I can find her, and I'll share her on the next stream. I'll share her apology, because people are seeing her apology video. Jennifer Marie says, if I was on that flight, I probably would have left too. I saw Final Destination. She obviously knows something we don't. Matthew Coburn, just another reason Steve Gonzalez of Ghost Hunters doesn't want to go on planes. True. Zach Bagans does not go on planes either. He's afraid. I think he says he's scared. I hear different stories. I heard from him though. He doesn't like flying. But I hear stories like some people say like he had a dream that he died in a plane. I don't know. I don't know the exact. But I heard from him that he doesn't like flying in one of his interviews. But I don't blame those guys. Those guys are around spirits all day long. You never know what happened. It'd be kind of iffy. I don't like planes, so I can kind of get why they don't like planes. Brandon Torsey, John Madden did not fly either. There's a lot of people that just don't like planes. Or rather drive. But some places you have to be on a plane to get to, unfortunately. Chameleon UK saying John Denver tunes playing. If I hear John Denver when I'm entering a plane, I am walking off. If I ever go back on a plane. I will definitely think I'm like that. I always reference Final Destination when I'm driving and I see a truck with big logs on it. I'm like, oh my god, this is a scene out of Final Destination. I'm changing lanes. Spring Storm says if anyone could find a cursed plane, it'd be Zach. Susan, I would have to have a drink before flying. Heather Whatever says, I like planes, but I like to drive too. The longest was 3,000 miles in 3 days. It was fun. I think the furthest I drove with we went on a trip to Canada and we drove from here to Vancouver, British Columbia. I drove a little bit too. I had graduated from high school, so it was like a graduation because I always wanted to go to Canada. And I drove there for a little bit too. And I think that's the longest. Yeah, I think that's the longest car trip I've been on. Susan saying Aretha Franklin stopped flying after Otis Redding and others died. Chameleon saying I don't have a fear of flying or heights, but I do have a fear of falling to my death, which would make you not want to be on a plane. I just don't like planes. Bernadette saying the only thing I get scared about on planes is who is going to sit next to me. No talkers, no stinky people, or I know. That's like, yeah, that would be scary too. Because you're on a 4-hour flight and you're next to some crazy person. Yeah, that would be that would scare me. Spring Storm says no Richie Valens or Patsy Cline tunes either. Definitely. If La Bamba comes on, I'm jumping off that plane. Ma'am, but wait! I'm like, no. Nope. Actually, water dragons, I don't see logging treks here too often. It's more, we get like ones with these big, huge pipes on them. Or tubing. So that's where I get the Final Destination. Or huge tires. We get big trucks that have tires that are bigger than my house on them. And then I think of Final Destination with those. Shiloh Toto says I drive from Reno, Nevada to Springfield, Missouri in 2 days and back in 2 days every year just to visit family. That is cool. Susan Reich, Richie Valens had nightmares about flying. The first time he flies, he crashes with Buddy Holly. Exactly. He even had like a protection. Matthews, remember Con Air, Defiant Irene, bunch of idiots dancing on a plane to a song made famous by a band that died in a plane crash. I remember that line. I loved that movie. It had Nicolas Cage. It had what's his face in it, and I can't think of his name right now. But it was a cool movie. You and I care. What is up? Spirit of the Trees. I've been on a European flight 10 plus hours. I had no choice. Mom and I played rummy, ignoring the parent BO. I wouldn't mind taking a train. That would be pretty cool. Susan saying his protection was torn from him by his brother in a fight just before. Step away from the bunny. I haven't watched that movie in so long. I gotta revisit it. Bernadette says, don't mention Nick Cage. Long story about a dream I had. Hold on, guys. Thank you, Heather, whatever, for your PayPal. Thanks, always great show. Hearts for Heather, whatever, guys. Thank you. You're awesome. Heather, whatever. Spring Storms, there was Danny Trejos is in it. That's who it was. Danny Trejos, and then oh my god, I could see his face, but I can't remember his name. Great actor too. I think he had roses or something. He said something about 23 bees. Danny Trejos' character in that movie. Carl, what's up? Sabrina, thank you for gifting 1 membership, and welcome you and I care to the Wolf Pack. I can't talk today. Sorry, guys. Hearts for Sabrina, and welcome you and I care to the pack. Hold on, guys. Let me get a drink. I can't, D-Nice, I can't talk today for some odd reason. I'm saying Wolf Cap instead of Wolf Pack. There, I got a drink, so or some electrolytes. Let's see if that helps. Bernadette with the bloom, Lisa Bloom. Alright, guys, have any of you guys heard of the Night Marchers in Hawaii? Brandon's going, no. Daniel says no. Bernadette says no. Clout Trout, never heard of them. Heather, whatever, no. Julissa is saying no, but very interesting. Lorraine, no. Tyrannus, no. Okay, Diane had mentioned this on the last stream, so I was like, I'll look into it. So, Kauai, Hawaii, has this article, The Night Marchers, Spirit of Ancient Hawaiian Warriors. So the term night marchers refers to the spirits of ancient Hawaiian warriors who are said to march at night through the islands. These warriors are said to be looking for revenge or to protect their families from harm. There are many stories and legends about night marchers, and they are said to be able to cause great harm to those who cross their path. The night marchers are... No, Daniel, it's not Blade, unfortunately. The night marchers are ancient Hawaiian warriors who have been cursed to march on the islands for the rest of their lives, and they are referred to as the Huakaipo? Huakaipo. They are said to spend the night roaming the islands, visiting historical battlefields and religious sites. It is critical that you run inside or lie on the ground face down if you come into contact with these rarefied spirits. In the night marchers are said to march in rows of alternating males and females carrying torches, I can't read today, and chanting to the beat of the drums. They appear in the sky at times of heavy wind, rain, and high surf, and they are frequently accompanied by a fog or a mist. Many legends describe Pele as Hawaii's most famous and powerful goddess. Pele's curse is a common modern myth that warns against taking rocks and sand away from Hawaiian islands, as it implies that if they are not returned, they will suffer bad luck. The Kaimuki house is thought to be the most haunted in Hawaii. The night marchers' primary goal was not to frighten people. The most sacred, high-ranking kapu, depending on their kapu status, were responsible for organizing the march of their ancestors. A night march saved lives by traveling at night, according to one of the night marchers, Lapaka Kapanui. What happens if you see the night marchers? Wendy's saying the night marchers should stomp around Oprah's houses and land Lahaina strong. Susan saying her land was very untouched, very fishy. That is fishy. According to the How Stuff Works People website, a night marcher is required to lie face down on the ground, close their eyes, and pretend to be dead. Night marchers, a religious sect, are said to bring bad luck to those who come into contact with them. Their chanting, smells, and torches make them a popular group. You should not try to interrupt them while they are in a procession. If you are observing, keep your gaze averted and remain quiet. Are night marchers real in Hawaii? There's a lot of debate over whether or not night marchers are real in Hawaii. Some people believe that they are real, while others believe that they are just a myth. There's no clear evidence either way, so it is difficult to say for sure. Some people claim to have seen night marchers, while others say that they have never seen anything like it. A night march is a ghostly warrior's journey through Hawaii's jungle and town. They were the guardians of high-ranking officials in their former lives, protecting them from the threat of mortal attack. Chief Lee officers, according to the legend, took to the road at night to avoid being seen by commoners. You may be able to predict where the night marchers will arrive based on your understanding of lunar cycles and their history. There is a chance of getting caught in the middle of the march. Locals know better. If you're lucky, you'll almost certainly be descended from the one of the long dead men. It is said that if you want to meet the night marchers, you must strip off your clothes and make yourself sick. You want them to believe that you are completely terrified of them and that you have nothing but respect for them. If you come across the spirits, what is your advice? Night marchers, Hawaii's big island. There are few things as spine-tingling as hearing the drums and horns of the night marchers in Hawaii. These spectral figures are said to be the ghosts of ancient Hawaiian warriors out marching on the night of a full moon. If you're lucky enough to see them, it's considered a sign of good luck. But if they catch you looking at them, it's said to be a death sentence. So if you're ever on the Big Island when the night marchers are out, be sure to give them a wide berth. Okay. Night marchers in Hawaii are mythical creatures from ancient Hawaiian warriors who roam the islands at night. It is said that if a human encounters them, they must lie down and pretend to be dead. Dark torches are seen in the darkness in dense jungle areas with no trails leading to it. It is a legend that originated in Hawaii in ancient times. Ghost warriors are depicted as being led by a god and carrying torch bearers during a march. People who are lucky and related to them will be spared from harm if they are fortunate. The trails are not suitable for night workers. Diane saying I have been told you never build a house with two exits in alignment. They will walk through your home. Oh, that is creepy. I know, D-Nice, I've heard of that one where you don't want stairs facing your front door because that allows spirits to enter the heart of your home. Diane says we always plant tea by the front entrance to protect the home. What happens if you see a night marcher? People will hear a shriek of "Oi," which means let him be pierced, and they will follow by dying. According to the website, if the person has a lucky relative, even if they are miles away from the night marcher, they will be spared. What island has night marchers? Most ghosts can be found in public, but there are some that you should never see. Night marchers, phantoms of ancient Hawaii warriors, are said to roam the islands at night. Hawaiian night marcher story. There are many Hawaiian night marcher stories that have been passed down through the generations. These stories typically involve ghosts or spirits of Hawaiian royalty or warriors who are said to march at night through the islands. Some people believe that these night marchers are a sign of impending danger or sign that someone is about to die. Other stories say that the night marchers are simply the spirit of those who have passed on and are visiting the living. Regardless of what people believe, the night marchers are an important part of Hawaiian culture and legend. The night marchers, as legend had it, are said to have begun in Hawaii thousands of years ago. They are known as mountain spirits because they move down the mountainside at sunset. During the procession, it is customary for drums and oil and oli chants to accompany the sounds of a conch shell, drumming, and or oli. The ancient kapu, night marchers, or kahului on the Hawaiian Islands are said to follow the path of Kamehameha the Great. The ancient spirits are thought to be active in the new moon's aftermath, near sacred sites such as heiau, temples, caves, and areas previously reserved for ali'i. Whew. Night marcher sightings are common on Oahu's windward coast in Kualau Ranch, where hundreds of native Hawaiians are said to have been buried, which is said to cause numerous nighttime vehicle accidents. A night march takes place after sunset when spirits travel down a mountain in groups. They are also known as Hawaii P in the Hawaiian language. Hawaii P? Diane says they are said to walk the King's Trail along the coast of the west side of the Big Island. D nice, I'm probably butchering some of them. I'm trying my best. And then I kind of already read this because this seems like a repeat. So guys, I could not find one that was like super in depth. They all were kind of short and sweet. So what do you guys think of that one? And haha, I forgot to share it. That's all right. You guys still heard the story. It's an interesting story. I actually like it. And then Diane's actually kind of giving some more insight about it as well. Susan saying by the time you finish trying to pronounce their names, you're zapped. D nice with the hashtag. That is so cool. With the emote that I need to revamp and work on. I need to make it bigger. You could barely see it. It's like, huh? Well, actually, yeah, they say to, you have to act like you're afraid of them. Chris Barber says, is there any pictures? I mean, this article, hold on, I forgot to share the article. It's one of those days, guys. Well, here's kind of a picture that the article had. But I'm pretty sure that's just what someone thinks, like, what their idea of it is. Let me see, hold on, let me see if I can find another image of them. I mean, they kind of just look like hold on. Let me do this one. Here's like the Google search where it shows like different people's. I mean, obviously the one with the skull is like a reenactment, but like there's different looks to them. Which this one kind of looks the same as the other one. So maybe this one kind of what the article has kind of. Clout Trout says they look more Spartan than Hawaiian warriors. Jin saying they're just in their natural forms. Daniel saying interpretation. Diane saying they look like ancient warriors. Spirit of the Trees, the Maui fires was devastating. Guys, if you do donate, just make sure you're donating to a reputable site, because I'm pretty sure a lot of scammers are going to seize the situation. So just be careful if you guys have donated that you're donating to a reputable site to help with the fires. Because I noticed, like, right after the fires, there was a lot of people posting online that if you guys want to help, here's a link. And I was thinking in my head, I go, how do we know it's actually going? Because I don't even know who you are. Because nowadays people are, you can't trust people. Jennifer Marie's, if I saw that, I would probably get caught looking because I'm just curious. I would be looking because just imagine that would be so cool, just seeing these guys marching. But if I knew what they were, then I'd be like, no, I try to stay away from them. Diane says the headdress are carved gourds. They do look like Spartans. Susan Rexing, so I know it is, like, especially now, especially because due to inflation, a lot of people, a lot of things have been going on, like theft has been increasing and all that good stuff. So just be careful with the scammers. Nerd Report saying, for the record, I always hated Oprah. Daniel. But that fire was terrible. It was like the people had nowhere to go. Bernadette saying, how is it that all the native homes were destroyed and the celebrity homes are safe? I know, exactly. Like, how is that like that's kind of fishy to begin with. And then of course they have to put their face there because they want to show, like, oh look, I'm helping. You and I care. I went outside just before I went online, and it's pretty, like, it's nice weather, but it's cloudy. And according to if I look at the weather app on my cell phone, it's saying it's not supposed to rain until like 4 in the morning. Well, now it's 4. Earlier it said 3 in the morning. So it's pretty much not going to rain until tomorrow, early morning. Lorraine said also they didn't hear any warning sirens, which was sad. I mean, being in such a small... Susan Rick, it's Jeff Bezos, and I think Bezos and his fiance that are setting up. Diane saying thousands are still missing. And I believe too, I heard somewhere, if I'm mistaken, that the kids did not go to school that day either because of the high winds. Am I correct? I heard somewhere, I heard like an article or like a news report. That makes it even worse. And then Daniel saying, I saw some kind of news clip that said that the Hawaii fire all could have been started from a down power wire. Jeff Bezos, he's the CEO of... I know who he is, but I don't remember. Of Amazon. You and I care, stay safe and get tons of water. I have a big 5-gallon jug of water. Bernadette saying, I did hear that supplies to where they are at can be delivered to them from Amazon now. Oh, that's cool. Like, that would be a place I would, if you could send supplies, I would trust Amazon. Diane says all speculation at this point, but they didn't sound the sirens. That is sad. Because if they sounded the sirens, at least that would have given you a warning. But again, like I was saying, if you guys do plan on donating, just make sure it's a reputable site or person. Wendy's saying they claimed it's only used for typhoon, but still though, if you gotta, it doesn't matter, you should use it. Like, that would have helped save a bunch of people. Actually, Water Dragon, it wasn't windy here, believe it or not. It wasn't. It was just breezy. Even before I started the stream, I went out for a little bit. It was just, there's like a nice breeze. It's not... I'm not sure about the down power line, Daniel, but I mean, that does cause fires. It's caused fires. I mean, I think a fire was sparked here last year. I want to say last year or the year before that by a power line. So I wouldn't put it past it if that was the case, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Bernadette saying, is it just me, or are the Simpsons protecting all what is happening? Predicting. See, I can't read today. Predicting all what is happening now? What do they know that we don't? Who do they know that is making this make sense? I have no idea, but they've been crazy accurate about a few things. And that makes me wonder if the writers are dreaming this stuff up and some power above is telling them, like, what's happening, or they have some ability. I have no idea, but they're pretty accurate about some things, and that's kind of creepy. And weird. Lorraine, I know someone that doesn't swim and she goes into the water. She just makes sure she has a floating device. So I know it seems weird, like you don't know how to swim, but there are a lot of people that don't. D Nice is like conspiracy theory, Simpsons creators are aliens, or they're psychic. Like they have some spiritual guides leading them on their writing journey when they're writing episodes. Diane saying the governor recommended Hawaii Community Foundation's Maui Strong Fund, CNHA Kakui, Kaku, Maui Fund, and Maui United Ways Maui Fire Disaster Fund, guys. For any of you that want to donate, check out those. Because Diane is living in Hawaii. So check out those foundations if you want to help out. You and I Care says you can live close to water or in an island but afraid of water and don't learn how to swim. That's true. True. I think all of us water dragon would want a cloaking device or an invisibility cloak. Lorraine seen Tom Selleck should do something because he was Magnum PI. Panda Bear says, I think Japan donated $2 million. Yeah, and I think we donated $700. I think it still stands at 700, which is a joke. Or our government, not saying we did, our government. Water Dragon saying The Simpsons is a glitch in the Matrix. Well, actually, some people think we're living in a simulation and that certain things happen because it's a glitch in the Matrix. And the only reason why I've heard of that on I haven't heard that on anything else besides people like kind of saying glitch in the Matrix, but I've heard it on Slapped Ham. But I have never seen a video where there's like a glitch besides what he posts, but I have not like come across one. Tyrannus says that is a joke. What is 700 going to do? It's not going to do nothing. Some people's car insurance costs $700. Well, no, some people they cost more than $700, but car payment is $700. There you go. Lorraine says, yeah, but like a simulation of what? Like, where is the reality? There isn't any. They think we're inside like a simulation. I need to look that up to see, like, because I'm wondering about that now. Panda Bear saying, yeah, it's a joke of doing $700. They should get more than that. I agree. And I heard he sent quite a few to Ukraine. Quite a few more. So that's kind of like a joke that Nerd Report saying the government, as in Joe Biden, only gave each household $750. That's a joke. What can you do with $750? Like that does $750 does not help you rebuild your house. Rebuild your house, which probably had precious memories in your house, your belongings. It doesn't replace any of that. Tyrana saying, yes, why not send more like he did with Ukraine? I don't know. Like, it's kind of like Hawaii is part of the United States, and he would rather send more money to a country than his own country, if you want to say. Yeah, at D Nice, I agree with you. If it was $750K, yeah. But $750? Bernadette saying $700 can't even pay for food or gas? No, it can't. Water Dragon saying $700 a month for a year might be helpful, but one payment? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Nerd Report saying because he doesn't care about people of color? I mean, some people, like I was saying, car payments, actually some people have more than a $700 car payment. So that wouldn't even pay their car payment. So it's sad. It really is. Clout Trout says he should care since Hawaii is part of the U.S. Yeah, he should. Wendy said when asked about an interview, he kept walking and said no comment. Bernadette says my vet bill is more than $700. Water Dragon says they did similar here in Canada. We got one payment of $600 to help with rental inflation, etc. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, they did the same with us when the big P hit, the Bud Light virus hit, and they gave us like a stimulus payment, but Panda Bear said I didn't even vote for Joe. Diane says the local communities are the ones providing aid right now, all the food and donations. And that is sad. That the government, the president, has not been involved. Exactly, D-Nice. Bernadette. Lewis for president, Lisa for vice. You and I care says they said it's just for immediate help. Yeah, but $700 does not give you anything. It really doesn't. Or $750. It doesn't. Like, you gotta think, some of these people have no home. D nice. Clout Trout saying this just brings back memories when there were wildfires in Australia. Our prime minister at the time was having a jolly holiday in Hawaii. Diane saying all these people are living in gymnasiums and makeshift shelters. Sabrina saying 700 was 2 of my utility bills this month. I've heard some people's electric bills because they had the air conditioning on every day and for 24 hours, it is more than 700. And they need help. I mean, I'm glad that they are getting help from the local communities. Hold on, I'm like slouching. Panda Bear saying they should change the age of being present. The younger gen should be able to do it. I'm kind of tired of having the older people be president. Susan saying Oprah is offering pillows and toiletries. Wow, Sabrina. D Nice is saying, everybody, when you get your merch, share your pictures on Facebook. Yes, please, guys. Share your pictures when you get your merch if you're part of my Facebook group. And if not, D Nice, drop the link and I will approve them after the stream. So do not fret. You will get approved. Alright, guys, I have one last article and then I'll open it up to the questions. Or we can continue talking. Let me see if I can find it here. Alright, because the Night Marcher article was so short, I decided to do the most haunted places in Hawaii. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I mean, it'd be smart if I started the article. Alright, this is from Haunted Rooms, and it's the most haunted places in Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands are well known for luau's, the sunshine, sandy beaches, surfing, and incredible views. There is far more to the Hawaiian Islands than the beauty and the plethora of water based on non-water-based activities tourists and locals alike can enjoy. The Hawaiian Islands is also home to numerous haunted places with many a Hawaiian ghost story to tell. Many believe they're the most haunted islands in the world. The following are 9 of the most haunted places in Hawaii. Number 9, Pearl Harbor, Oahu. Our first stop is telling these Hawaii ghost stories. Our first stop in telling these Hawaii ghost stories led us to Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor Naval Station suffered devastating losses on December 7th, 1941, when Japan attacked. Thousands of people lost their lives or were wounded during the attack. Japan also attacked Hickman's Air Force Base, which sits next to Pearl Harbor. Since the devastating attacks, it jumped up. Where did it go? Since the devastating attack, countless visitors to Pearl Harbor have stated they have experienced different hauntings. Bernadette! Thank you for the super chat. DJ Lewis Love, aka Nerd Report, and Lisa Grayson 2024. Hashtag that's so cool. Let's go. Hearts for Bernadette. Thank you, Bernadette. Have stated they have experienced different hauntings. One of the biggest things that people visiting the area claim is a feeling of tremendous sadness, extreme pain, as well as feeling incredibly frightened for no apparent reason. Another area believed to be haunted in the USS is the USS Arizona. People state they have seen the apparitions of soldiers on the dock of the sunken vessel. The ghost of another soldier is believed to wander the deck of the USS Arizona when the tide is low. And I have been to Pearl Harbor. I think I was about 8 years old when I went. Number 8. Wahiawa Botanical Gardens, Oahu, or Garden. The Wahiawa Botanical Garden is located in central Oahu in Hawaii. The Botanical Gardens is 27 acres of beautiful native floral displays. The garden also features Hawaiian ferns, over 60 types of trees, and countless hiking trails for visitors to enjoy. The garden originally started out as a park in the 1920s. In 1957, it officially opened as a botanical garden. Local legend has it that areas of the Wahiawa Botanical Gardens are haunted by the Green Lady. Thank goodness it's not a lady in white. Description of the Green Lady vary. Some people claim she's covered in I think they meant to say grass and green mold. Others claim she has jagged teeth, hair covered in seaweed, and fish-like scales that are green. There is one legend that if you cross a certain bridge by yourself in the botanical gardens, you will never return. The Green Lady is also said to have been seen at a local elementary school. Setting sights on the Green Lady is definitely up there with the scariest of the scary Hawaiian legends we've come across. Honolulu. Number 7. Honolulu Airport, Oahu. In 1927, the Honolulu airport opened. Thousands of people a day travel to or out of Oahu's main airport. Based on Honolulu's ghost stories told by locals on the island, there is one individual who does not leave the airport, a blonde woman in a white dress. Known as the Lady in Waiting, has been spotted in different areas of the airport, including at the gate. The story states she had fallen in love with a man who had intended to marry her. When he left on a flight and never came back, the Lady in Waiting was devastated, so she took her own life. Other paranormal witnesses have seen other unusual sights, such as a ghost on the Wiki shuttle and toilets flushing on their own. People have also experienced the sensation of someone sitting on their chest, causing them to choke. The entity that causes this is called the choking ghost. Number 6. The Lau Theater, Waluku. Number 6 in our rundown of scary stories of Hawaii leads us to the historic Lau Theater in Waluku. The Lau Theater first opened back in 1928. Over the years, it has been home to countless plays and other events. Okay, it's weird because the title says the Lau, but right here it's an I. So the person didn't proofread their article when they wrote it. The Lau Theater is also believed to be home to a considerable amount of paranormal activities. Staff members and patrons of the theater have claimed to experience an assortment of unusual activity. Some witnesses claimed a friendly female ghost wanders around the stage, as well as sitting in different seats in the theater. Ghosts of Hawaiian soldiers have reportedly been spotted in the basement. Other activity reported including shattering figures in the theater's lower levels, cold spots, and people hearing voices. Brandon! Thank you for the super sticker of the fitness fist bumping hearts for Brandon, guys, and thank you, Brandon. You are super awesome. Chris Barber saying green lady, alien maybe. Daniel Miles is saying green, huh? New to me. I know, that's the first time I've ever seen I've heard green. Nerd Report with the let's go, Brandon. Carol Smart, what is up? Number 5, Hilton Hawaiian Village, Oahu. The Hilton Hawaiian Village is located on 22 acres of pristine beachfront property on the island of Oahu. The resort offers its guests much more than easy access to the beach. It also affords guests with rooms in the largest hotel in the Hilton chain. Guests also get to enjoy over 90 boutiques and shops, numerous restaurants that serve a broad range of international cuisine, as well as the largest pool on the island. Guests can also pamper themselves at the Waikiki's largest spa. Guests to the Hilton Hawaiian Village also have the opportunity to experience some paranormal activity. One legend states that back in 1959, a hotel employee watched a young woman vanish right before his eyes. There are claims someone murdered the young woman in her room at the hotel. Other sightings by guests and hotel staff include that of a beautiful woman in a red dress. People have seen her roaming the hotel halls, while other people claim to have seen her on the beach. There are claims the woman in red is Madame Pele, the volcano goddess. Number 4, Highway 1, Oahu. Highway 1 is another one of the most haunted places in Hawaii that are located on the island of Oahu. Highway 1 is a roadway that passes through the Koolau Mountains. History states that many ancient warriors perished in those mountains. Construction on the highway took much longer than expected. It took roughly 7 years until completed. One of the reasons that construction took so many years is that countless workers who claimed to see ghosts would either leave work the same day or would never return. People working on the highway claimed along with seeing countless ghosts, they also heard the voices of the warriors speaking to them. People have also made claims that they have heard the cries of the warriors inside the tunnels along the highway. During the process of building Highway 1, the bones of the ancient warriors were excavated. The moving of the bones is said to have disturbed the warriors' final resting place, thus the many sighting of ghosts. The New Anu Pali Highway, Oahu. Number 3. One of the most famous of all supposed true Hawaiian ghost stories come from the Nu'uanu Pali Highway. The Nu'uanu Pali Highway is the main highway on the island of Oahu. It connects the windward side of the island with downtown Honolulu. Construction on the original road started back in 1845. Over the years, the Pali Highway has been further developed. Along the breathtaking Pali Highway, developers created the Nu'uanu Pali tunnels. According to legends, different areas along the Nu'uanu Pali Highway are haunted. At the Pali Lookout, people have seen Hawaiian soldiers being tossed off the cliff, as well as a ghost in white. It is also believed if you try to transport pork across the Pali Highway, first your car will stop and then an old woman with a dog makes her presence known. In order to get past that section of the Pali Highway, the old woman's dog must be fed the pork. I kind of like that one. That one's kind of crazy. Number 2, Hickman Air Force Base, Oahu. In September of 1938, construction of the Hickman Air Force Base completed, making the base ready for use. The following year, construction on the main barracks started. In 1940, the base had everything the military person could need. The barracks had everything from squad room, day rooms, a mess hall, a medical dispensary, laundry facilities, barbershop, and other creature comforts the soldiers on the base could desire. The soldiers enjoyed their home away from home so much they gave their barracks the nickname the Hickman Hotel, When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, Hickman Air Force Base suffered a tremendous amount of damage. Since December 7th, a number of unusual incidents and accidents have occurred at Hickman's Air Force Base. One incident, proof that they did not proofread. One incident occurred in 1955 when an R6D-1 was attempting to land during a heavy rainstorm in the dark. The R6D-1 crashed and more than 60 people perished. I cannot read today. Other incidents are more of the paranormal kind. People who have been on the base have claimed to hear the sound of soldiers dying. Others have claimed to hear what they say amount to the sound of bombs striking and exploding. Additional reports claim that World War II sailors in their fatigues wander around different areas of the base. Another claim is that there is a ghost on the base that likes to play pranks on people. The ghost, named Charlie, apparently likes to throw objects and switch radio stations. Witnesses also claim that a guard shack on the base is haunted. Witnesses claim to have seen the ghost of a soldier in his uniform in the shack at night. At the shack at night. The soldier has apparently been killed while on duty in the shack. Number 1, Oahu Community Correctional Facility, Oahu. Water Dragon, I agree. Whoever wrote this article did not make it easy for narration. They did not. They wrote it terribly. It was written terribly. Last, but certainly not least, on our haunted Hawaii trip brings us to the Community Correctional Facility in Oahu. The Oahu Community Correctional Facility is Hawaii's largest jail. The 950-bed facility sits on 16 acres in Honolulu. The facility not only provides a place for an individual awaiting trial, but it also offers numerous other services and programs for the detainees. Prisoners can get help with parenting skills, substance abuse, and domestic violence issues. The facility also offers a work furlough program, jobs in the laundry facility, in the kitchen. Long before the facility became what it is today, it was the Oahu prison from 1909 to 1944. 47 men were hung at the prison. Long before the facility became what it is today, it was the Oahu prison. From 1909 to 1944, they forgot to put 47 men were hung at the prison. That makes it easier to read when they have the beginning. Where the gallows once stood, there are now offices. There are prisoners that have been in the facility who have made claims of cell doors that rattle. Guards who have attempted to sleep in the squad room of the present-day facility claim something about the room makes it very difficult to sleep. So what did you guys think of those haunted places, which seemed like majority of them were on Oahu? Sabrina says it really makes me want to go to Hawaii. Diane says Roseanne lives here on the Big Island. I do see her because her Instagram pops up. I don't follow her, but her Instagram pops up on my feed every once in a while. Shiloh Toto says, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before. Have we learned nothing from Poltergeist? Do not move the bones. But some of those names were tongue twisters. I hope I pronounced them correctly. But yeah. Spirit of the Trees with the so cool. I did like that article. I just wish it wasn't written great. Diane says we have the park rule here also when crossing from east to west over the Saddle Road. D Nice says tip Lisa because of tongue twisters or bad writing because they didn't put the punctuation in the right place. Or they didn't have any punctuation, should I say. Thank you, Daniel. You did a wahoo of a job. I went to Hawaii when I think I was 8. I think I was 8. And I haven't been back since. And it's weird because I was reading when one of the stories I was reading, it said don't take an object from the island. And when I was 8, I took a bunch of rocks, and I still have those rocks. But they're outside, but I still have the rocks. So that kind of brought that up in my mind when I was reading that. D-Nice says I have family on Kauai. Lorraine, remember yes, I do. Lorraine, remember Peter. Oh, can't talk. Peter Brady. Any natural disaster is horrendous. Even though a fire is kind of not. But it was super windy too, which kind of it's still sad what happened. So guys, this is Ask Me Anything. We can continue talking about Hawaii. We can continue. You can ask me anything. Criticisms, complaints. Diane, the funny thing, I saw that, but I never got bad luck from that. That's why I was like, I thought of that right when I was reading it. Dan goes, no, do not take the rocks off the island. Working at the post office, we had many returned because of bad luck. That's why when I was reading that, I thought of that. I remember we took rocks. And I still have them. D-Nice is saying, can you say she sells seashells by the seashore? Yes, but I probably can't say it more than once. I guess I'm not, I can read that. I'm not tongue twisting with that. Spirit of the Trees is asking, what is my horror movie? I love all horror movies. I love them all. I can't pick just one. But I do like Friday the 13th, Hellraiser, Ghostface, and then the new one's Terrifier. So I do like my slasher films. But I like Asian horror as well. Asian horror's probably one, but I have to be in the mood to read subtitles. Diane said we had a shrine in the back where the rocks were placed. None had return addresses. Oh, that's crazy. Bernadette saying, would you marry me and my ghost pirate Johnny in Hawaii, then be my lawyer when I divorce him? There's a woman that did marry a ghost pirate, but I don't know if she divorced him. But I did. There was another lady that had married Eduardo, and she divorced him. I think his name was Eduardo. 46 people in the house, guys. Keep the questions coming. Elfig said, yeah, she did divorce the ghost pirate. Yeah. Bernadette says, yes, she did divorce him after she said he used her for her energy. D Nice is asking, what is my favorite activity on a rainy day? I like, if I can be home, I'd like to be nice and cozy. If it's a cold rain, nice and cozy in bed with the blankets. But if it's a warm rain, I don't know. Still nice and cozy. And not be out in it. Keep the questions coming, guys. Water Dragon says Japanese films are creepy. They are. They really are. Just Asian horror in general, because I like Korean films too. There's a few of them that I've seen that I've enjoyed that are creepy. They always have the girl with the hair over the face. Oh, I love that. Tyrannus says, where do I get all my cool hats from? This one I got on Amazon. But yeah, sometimes on Amazon I'll look and if I find something I like, I'll grab it, or I'll get them on Etsy. Nerd Report says, can you yell the name Tyranna? Tyranna! Wendy's saying The Grudge. That's my favorite one, actually, Wendy. Ju-on. D Nice is asking, what did I have for dinner? I had an Ike's sandwich. It was a James and the Giant Peach. It's a vegetarian, like, chicken sandwich that had like a honey mustard like sauce on it. It was really good, actually. Spring Storm says, do you like classic Corey Cheney, Lugosi, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price? I liked, when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of Vincent Price. I have not recently, but I would love to revisit Vincent Price because I used to love him when I was younger. Gene Crawley saying, have you seen 3 Extremes 1 or 2? No, I haven't. D Nice is asking apples or oranges. I like them both, actually. But I would probably say apples. I prefer apples. Which is weird because I never had bad luck. And I still have the rocks to this day. Never had bad luck. Never had anything happen. Bernadette saying there was another lady that named... Yeah, that was the one I think I mentioned, Bernadette. That that married a Victorian ghost and got divorced after a year. Spring Storm saying, question, what's your favorite comfort food? Pizza. Cheese pizza. I don't know why, it's pizza. I'd have to say, but from a good place, not... Bernadette prefers huckleberries. I like grapes too. I like all fruit, to be honest with you. Just not. I like mango. The only thing I don't like about mango is it gets stuck in my teeth. Matthew seen Beverly Crusher had an alien ghost. If I can remember the Next Generation episode. Dude, I haven't watched the Next Generation since I was 12, I think. I think I was 12 when it came out. It's been a while, Matthew. I don't remember. Didn't I see watermelon or cantaloupes? Oh my god. It's both. I like them both, but probably out of the two, I prefer watermelon. Tyrannicine, what's my favorite comfort snack? I have to think about that one. My favorite comfort snack. My always go-to snack would be probably like I like Doritos, I like crackers, and I like graham crackers. So that's probably like the three things. Clout Trout said, would you go to Peru with Lewis to investigate the alien attacks if you could, that is? I would. If I could. That would be interesting to go there. As long as it's safe to go there, I would go. Alright, guys, keep the questions going. Water dragon likes strawberries. I don't mind strawberries. I actually like them all. I like all kinds of fruits. D-Nicing, Lisa, I like your cup. Actually, you know what? Check it out. It's got aliens on it. You and I Care says Kit Kat and Lay's wavy chips. Spirit of the Tree says nice cup. I like this one because it doesn't leak. I had a Stanley cup and if you tipped it over, it would leak. This one doesn't. It's a simple modern cup. And it keeps my liquids ice cold. Sabrina's saying favorite collectible. I collect so many things. Right now I'm collecting ghosts. So I have ghosts right there now next to my Squid Game guys. But I collect Funko Pops. I collect gnomes. Oh, you can't see Larry. Oops. Well, there went Jason. Ooh. Well, there you can see his rib cage. I like rubber duckies. I probably right now I think the favorite thing I like is my garden gnome collection because I collect the weird garden gnomes, not just like I have the horror ones. Actually like behind me there's one. It's an alien with a garden gnome on its lap. And then I have one, it's a cat with grandma gnome with her baking roller, and the gnome, like, it's like the cat's like Godzilla. So I have a Joaquin Phoenix Joker gnome. Daniel Miles is asking, do I have Casper? No, I don't, actually. Are ghosts and spirits one and the same or different? I think they're the same. Ghosts and spirits are the same to me. To me, they are. Bernadette say, would I come out with Larry and Gary merch? I could. D-Nices is Larry friends with the sit and sleep Larry? Thank you, Water Dragon, saying that's a cool cup. No, I actually don't, Daniel. I don't have a Casper. Nerd Report saying she took all those toys from me. I did not take all those toys from Ozzy Walks. What's up? Sabrina's asking, where do I find those gnomes? I actually found them on Amazon. Like, I got the alien, the alien with the gnome sitting on the lap, like they're telling stories. I got him on Amazon, and then the cat with the gnomes on his, with the gnomes in his mouth, and the grandma gnome saying, "No, you better drop my grandson." I got that one on Amazon too. Even the spooky ones. And then I got like the zombie ones. I have some zombie ones too. I did, Water Dragon, I did not steal Lewis's toys. Nerd Report Amazon, aka Lewis's house. Lewis does not have garden gnomes. Springstorm, I have a Grogu too as well, but he's in the other room. He's in my room. But, and I bought a ghost too, and I was gonna put him next to Bubbles. I need to fix this so you can see Larry. Like, now he's blocked from the view because of well, I mean, you could see his rib cage. Daniel saying Larry looks golden, though you can't see his face right now. I just have to move him over. If I move him over, then you'll see him. Or move the camera over a little bit, but one of the two. And then because I have the camera lower than I normally do, you guys can see my fan and my junk that I have in the corner. There, I'll go this way. Oh, Daniel, I haven't named my new skull yet. No, I haven't, Daniel. I'm still thinking of names. When it comes to me, I'll probably when it comes to me, it's like Bubbles just came into mind for my bunny, so it'll come to mind. Wendy, thank you. Alright, guys, you got any more questions? I'll probably stay on for a few more minutes. Or I'll make it, I'll say 11. There you go. We'll make it even. 11 my time. So, like, 20 more minutes. Thank you, V. Decker, Virginia Decker, for your Cash App, for always being so professional. Hearts for V Decker or Virginia Decker. Thank you. You're awesome. Aileen, seen any weather updates? According to my app, it's partly cloudy and 74 degrees. And now it's saying rain at 5 in the morning. But I haven't been outside, so I don't know if it's windy because I can't. But before the stream, it was breezy, but not. It was like, and it was nice outside. Brandon, thank you for the super chat. I am back, but I always love yours and Lewis's stream. Thank you, Brandon. Hearts for Brandon, guys. It was actually kind of nice outside before the stream. Diane said the power went out here during your show, got all my candles lit, and now it's back on. I'm glad it came back on, Diane. I hate it when because we're so used to having electricity, so when it goes out, we're like, what can we do? I can kind of hear the music. Keep the questions going, guys. Oh, now I don't hear it. I was like, did the music stop? Oh, no, it started. I hear it. Spring Storm with the wolf raving emote. The rave wolf, as I call it. Bernadette saying I'm getting a Milton vibe from the skull. I don't know. I haven't gotten a vibe yet. So when it comes to me. Wow, UNICare says our temp is 83, but the heat index is 89 at 1:45 a.m. Diane says, do you have a lot of candles? Yes, I do. I actually light candles a lot. Just, when I go take a shower, I always light a candle. So I do have a lot of candles, actually. D Nice, do you like a little cheese or a lot of cheese on your pizza? I like a good amount of cheese on my pizza. I feel like if there's not enough cheese, they skimped it out. Bernadette, I love candles. Same with me. I love candles. I have quite a few put away. I think I have like 8 or 9. Diane with the hashtag, that is so cool. UNICare is asking if I have a generator. No, I do not. Or a power bank. I do not have one. Lewis has one, but I don't have one. Not a generator, but he has like a power bank. And I have ice. Diane says I like the good smelling kind of candles. Same here. I just like lighting them and you smell the fragrance and they're kind of they're soothing. Spirit of the trees question what do you think about ghosts that are considered poltergeist? I think the ghosts, they can be scary, they can be tricksters, but I think if I ever was to experience it, it would be a cool experience. I would think it'd be a cool experience. I'd probably be a little scared because I've never seen anything like that before, to be honest with you. But I think it would be a cool experience to experience that, to see things moving. But I'm hoping it's a friendly ghost, not one of those ones that don't want you around type of ghost. D Nice is like, do you like a little or a lot or no ice in your beverage? I like a good amount of ice in my beverage. But it depends on what kind of beverage, because sometimes if they put too much ice, you drink all the beverage before. But I do like ice in my beverage. But if it's like a nice friendly poltergeist, I wouldn't mind. It's those scary ones. Water Dragon saying cheese pool height, how good the pizza is. And it's gotta be a good pizza, not like a skimpy pizza. The last time I got pizza, they didn't make it too well on a mic. Tyrana is asking, what do you prefer to drink? I usually drink, I pretty much drink like electrolytes. Pretty much. I can't drink plain water. I never really liked it. So I put, I drink I don't know if you guys heard of it, Ultima Replenishma. It's like an electrolyte mix that you can drop in your water. That's usually what I drink. D Nice is saying Matilda cake? Or Matilda cake? Is that what you're trying to say, D Nice? Or a Hook imaginary food fight? What mess do you prefer? A Hook imaginary food fight, because there wouldn't be a mess to clean up. Bernadette says, oh my god, at least I use crystal light packs for my water. I use those every once in a while too. You and I care. The last time I got pizza was from one of those places like where you go in and they make the pizza for you type of thing. It's not like a actual like where you get like a personal pizza and they like a Blaze pizza. I don't know if you have one of those where you're at, but it's similar to that, and the person that made it didn't make it that great. And it was an online order and they messed up my order. I don't know how they could have messed up my order if it's just reading. They're reading off a slip. And they still managed to put pepperonis on my pizza. I was like, that ruined it. I mean, I took the pepperoni out because by the time I noticed, I was already like at my destination, so it was like, ugh. Spirit Tree says, I'm a water girl pretty much all day, but like the occasional. Yeah, sometimes I drink soda. Every once in a while I do, but Bernadette's going, if we were in a zombie situation, we would be screwed with plain water. We would be like, where's the crystal light packs at? Rebecca saying we have Hydrolite here in Australia, electrolyte drink. Or I drink those, I kind of like those splash waters. I drink those too because they don't taste like water. And it has like a hint of flavor. You can't go wrong with a pizzeria when you get pizza, but this was like one of those, I don't know, fast. It's not like Domino's or Pizza Hut, but most of the time I would get pizza there, it was good. So I think it was just the person cooking it that day. They're new. Tyrannus says, do you still go hiking a lot? I try to go. I don't go as much as I did because I don't have time as much now, but I do try to still go out. But then the heat has been, because it's been hot and it's been getting to me lately, which is weird because I was able to take the heat, but now I can't, I guess. D-Nice says, I have the Sprouts brand electrolyte water, watermelon passion fruit flavor. That sounds good, actually. Bernadette saying, if we were in a zombie-like situation, where would you go to? I would make my way to Disney World because of the food and castle, but the underground tunnels. That is a good question. Where would I go? I'd go to the mountains. I don't know why, but I'd go to the mountains. In an abandoned cabin away from everybody. But then how would I get food? Water Dragon said, I've had messed up online orders before. I don't get it. It's like they're reading off. It's not like you're telling them. They're reading off a slip. Or a computer screen, however they do it. Chris is like, as long as my drink doesn't have sugar, I'm good. I have a Sprouts right down the street. So sometimes I go into it every once in a while. They got some cool stuff in there. Okay, Brandon, I'm going to go to Houston because they have underground tunnels. That's actually kind of cool with restaurants. Bernadette saying, I just want to live in a castle. Alright, guys, any last minute questions? Chris is a diet Sprite drinker. Matthew saying Portland has undergrounds that are haunted. Brandon's like Pepsi or Coke. Probably Coke if I drink Coke. I don't really drink. I mean, I like Diet Dr. Pepper. But yeah, probably Coke Zero because I'm not really like a straight Coke type of person. If I met any characters from the POTC movies, what is the POTC? Who would it be and what would you ask them? What is D-Nice, what's POTC? Like, I'm having a brain fart. Oh, Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Duh. Probably. I've only seen that movie like once. Probably Jack Sparrow. Because he's the only character I know at the moment that I can think of. But every once in a while I do drink a soda. But for the most part, it's water with an electrolyte mix. Water Drain says, I just saw Dr. Pepper Zero the other day. Matthew would want to meet Penelope Cruz. Bernadette would steal Jack Sparrow's figure and put it in the castle. Brandon likes sparkling water. I do not. I tried sparkling water, and no matter how hard I try, I cannot like it. D Nice is Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb. What do I prefer? I'd probably still go with Dr. Pepper. Or Diet Dr. Pepper. I like Diet Dr. Pepper. Alright guys, any last minute questions? I'll take one more question. I feel like I'm so tiny. Like I'm like Lorraine, my favorite colors are red and black. Brandon's asking if that's yes, it is. It's a cute beanie with a ghost on it. D Nice is like, so because you liked wolves, does that mean you were Team Jacob? Also, actually, he was kind of cool in that as a wolf. He was. I liked both sides. I like vampires and wolves, so. Gene Rick, what's up? On my way home, and look who's live. Lisa is the best. Thank you. You and I care. Thank you. Actually, Elf Fig is asking, do I cook? I don't really. I used to, and I stopped cooking, so I try to do like those quick meals. But I mean, I eat normal. D Nice is like Spiker Angel. I didn't watch. What was that? Buffy? I didn't watch Buffy. Thanks, Diane. Alright, guys. Hold on here. Let me put that down. Alright, guys. I'm going to end the stream. All y'all in California, stay safe. Hopefully, it's just a rainstorm, which I'm hoping it's going to be. And thank you for joining me on this edition of Ghost Report. And I will see you on the next one, hopefully. If the storm's not too bad, hopefully Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be there or be squared, and stay spooky, guys. And thank you again, everyone. And stay safe. Bye, guys.